We are live here with the Bolt Bros. Just Andrew and James today.
That's right. That's right. Kyle's a buster.
Kyle's a buster. One bro down.
One bro down. Yeah, he's got other things he's got to do. Whatever. That's cool.
That's what it is.
We're playing the Rate Turds this week, so very exciting. Very exciting.
And we're getting through week 0 here, and I'm pretty excited about it, guys. Like week 0 was kind of eventful, to be honest. This is the most eventful week 0 I think we've ever had. As a GM, Joe Hortiz was cooking. Chef Hortiz is what they like to call him. So we're going to talk about a lot of different things too. We're also going to talk a little bit about some of the events the Chargers are actually putting together for hype going into week 1. So we got a lot that we could chat about here, guys. So very much, once again, excited to have you guys on the live with us.
All right, let's get into it.
What's up, Pyramid, man? You watching the Boat Bros podcast. Stay tuned.
Charter blue dreams, stadium lights gleam. Boat Bros on the beat, lead stream. Chargers rocking speeds, Sonic supreme. From the podcast to the field, we're a team. Charged up, Boat Bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight. Bullets in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.
All right.
Still one of the best intros in the game, son.
Intro is fire. That's right.
That's right, Miguel. Yeah, man. Up? W, dude. Love it, Carlos. Appreciate it, man. Love it, man.
Yeah. So a lot to get into, guys. I mean, bottom line, man, it's a great week. A great week.
Great week.
No yellow pants, which I think is great. I didn't like the yellow pants a whole lot.
Some of the players talked about it, about the yellow pants, and they kind of liked the baby blue yellow pants situation there. And to be honest, I didn't mind it, but I didn't pull up those slides about looking at overall, like the whole uniform schedule. Essentially what they did is got rid of these. The Royals are gone essentially this season. And personally, I would like to be able to see more of the Navy jerseys this season. And we're playing in the Navies versus the Ravens. They tend to use the Navy when we're doing like night kind of premier primetime type games. I think obviously because it's a darker jersey, it's hotter to be able to wear. And I think they want to do a lot more little lighter colors throughout the season. So baby blue, white, and navy are the only jerseys this year. So
and I just want to see all navy, just navy, everything,
top to bottom, bottom,
navy.
Dude,
what's up?
They did that when they moved the game from San Diego when they had the fires there, and they moved it out to Arizona.
Yeah,
they went navy top to bottom, and man, lit. And I was at that game too. I came all the way out to Arizona just to go to that game. So it was one-time shot. I mean, hopefully at some point we bring them back. All navy, baby. We need it.
All navy. Well, you want to go to a video, or do you want to go to a slide deck right now? What do you guys think?
Let me go real quick to a slide deck, just because we're about to get into week 1 officially for the NFL, and I cannot wait. So Chargers announced Charge Up to Kickoff. So basically September 2nd to the 6th, they're going to have 5 events around the Southern California area. I absolutely love that they're still reaching out to San Diego to do events out there. Awesome. Love to see that.
So great.
So giveaways, prizes, special appearances by players. They're going to do it starting up in San Diego at Dirty Birds in San Diego.
Dirty Birds.
September 2nd, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Dirty Birds. So go out there. If you're in San Diego, go out to Dirty Birds on Monday. Hey, it's a holiday for a lot of us too, so it might not be a bad thing to take advantage of that. Tuesday, September 3rd, Dave & Buster's Orange County, 5 to 7. They're going to have another event there. Ooh. Wednesday, September 4th at Heroes Restaurant, Inland Empire from 5 to 7. Then you got Brewport Tap House, which we talked about in El Segundo.
Yeah.
It's going to be there on Thursday night for Thursday night football watch party. So I don't know if Andrew, you're already going to be in town by that time, but that would be awesome to go to that one. Watch party, Ravens Chiefs game, basically. So
that'd be fun
as much as you want. And And then Friday, they're going to keep it within the South Bay area there and end at Hermosa Beach at Baja Sharkies, just right there on Pier Avenue in Hermosa Beach. So special appearances by, and this is for the Sharkies, I believe. Special appearance by GM Joe Hortiz.
Hey,
Chad Alexander, and hosted by Jim Hill too. So
Chef Hortiz, dude, he's sitting at Salt Bay. He's sitting at Salt Bay.
Chef Hortiz will be in the building.
Ooh. Hey,
so, really, really cool to see the Chargers putting together that and be able to go out there and just get some people excited about the team, excited about week 1 versus the Raiders. Gotta love the rivalry right from the get-go, guys. And so once again, us 3, I know there's only 2 of us right now, but we will be at the Raiders Chargers game week 1. So
that's right.
Very much excited about it.
We might even have a Bolt Sis there with us as well, too. Bolt Sis might be there.
And I'll just throw it out there since we're kind of going into week 1 here. Here's kind of a throwback photo of us.
Hey,
2 of our Bolt Sisses. This is all the Sibs right here.
Oh, look at that.
Throwback. So this is back in the soccer stadium here, baby. And this was against the Colts, I believe. I think it was Phillip Rivers last year, I believe, with the Chargers too.
Yeah.
We ended up winning that game, I think, in the last I think it was overtime. And I think it might have been a catch by Austin Eckler, a touchdown by Austin Eckler or something like that too.
Man, I still got that shirt too, man. What's up?
Yeah, still fits, baby. Still fits.
Ooh, that's right.
Yeah. And that jersey, I got that one too. That's my Derwin James jersey.
Oh, DJ.
So, first year, I believe, was DJ. Yeah, man. And so we're hyped about week 1, guys, and we're very excited about it. And there's a lot to be very excited about this team, period.
Yeah.
Love it. I love what this team has done thus far. And I'm excited for week 1 to just get this team going and see the whole team out there, the whole squad, all the starters just cooking. Because Chef Hortiz is doing his thing right now. Dude, let's let the team start cooking now. I cannot wait.
That's what Carlos says. Chef Hortiz, get that Salt Bay. I like that. I like that.
That's right. Babyface James was in that photo, man. No beard in that one.
No, I know, it's crazy. So this is a good little play here. I'll just sprinkle in a couple plays here and there if you guys like this. Let me know if you guys enjoy these videos. If not, we can drop it as well too. But yeah, this is cool. And this just shows you how deep our squad is, right? Like this is Dean Leonard who makes that awesome boundary catch here. So obviously Trey Lance is in the backfield. By the way, the fronts, if you haven't watched that defensive video by Brett Coleman, this is great. Watch this. Boom. Ooh. Oof. Just look at that tackle, dude. I mean, and like he is like honestly, week 1, if he was our starter, I would feel comfortable with him being 100%. Our cornerback.
100%.
And he's on the squad, but he ain't gonna be our starter, right? Especially with our new pickup as well too. But guys, there's depth on this team, man, and like these guys are aggressive. They're gonna go out and play some aggressive football. I really like it.
Well,
I'm excited.
And the one thing that I've observed a lot about our cornerback room, I mean, under Brandon Staley, he always had the back pedal, off coverage, just keep going back, letting the receiver kind of do its thing and have his 3 to 4 yard gap basically between the defender and the receiver. And it was so infuriating to watch that because it's like, dude, you're giving space all the time. And I feel like one thing that I've observed a lot so far in this defense is the cornerbacks kind of sit. They don't feel like they're starting to backpedal right from the get-go. They wait. They observe, they see what the receiver is going to do, and they react a lot quicker that route versus like backpedaling is pretty tough. To be able to go forward is a lot easier, right? So if you kind of just plant yourself, watch what the receiver's doing, understand, read, and react at that point, and move from there. We do a great job now with our cornerbacks attacking the player with the ball now. And love to see it, guys. Love to see it. And this defense could be such a high tier defense, in my opinion. I mean, if we could even just get mid tier, I'd be pretty hyped about that.
Yeah. So Miguel's got a question. How do you feel about the strategic plan of putting players on a certain list and let go of them just to get them back released again? Well, that's unfortunately what happens when you are dealing with the practice squad, right? And the nice thing, it's interesting about Tony Jefferson. I was thinking about him specifically because he was released, but he's easily signed back to practice squad because of him being in the league for such a long time. He could choose where he wants to go. Under 4 years, you can kind of be, you could be scooped up.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I guess this is just a question from Aether. I don't know.
Yeah, that's to you.
Do you believe Rivers throw the franchise under bus but not moving to LA? I believe he did. I'm not sure I understand the question.
He's thinking he feels like the team, or here at least he threw the team under the bus, but when they moved from San Diego to LA. No, I mean,
I don't think so.
No, I mean, he still came out to play. I mean, he had an actual bus and a driver that would drive him from San Diego all the way up to LA every single day.
Every single day. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like he wasn't, bought in or anything. I mean, he even said he would have loved to have been the quarterback when he opened up SoFi, essentially. Yeah. And that did not happen, actually. So,
yeah. Interesting about the victory locker room speeches. I'm curious what that's going to be like. What's Harbaugh going to say? I'm very curious about that. Very, very curious.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one.
I would have loved to hear the one after the preseason game, too. It was interesting, the photo of Jim Harbaugh looked like, he was like kicking up his foot in the air like he was playing the guitar or something like that, like on the main stage or whatnot. He looked pretty amped about it. So, I mean, I could imagine these are going to be really, really high level, awesome motivational type speeches. So,
well, and I
think a lot of things that he talks about. A lot of I'm trying to think of the word. Basically, he's got all these wisdom pieces that he likes to throw out on everybody, and I think people buy into that.
Yeah, and so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. This is the end around where we score here, and obviously Spiller's not on the team anymore, which is sad. Jared Patterson took his spot on the practice squad, so. Yeah. But it's interesting here. Our fullback, he just kind of wiggles to the side, lead blocks, looking like a lead block. Nice end around, but it's interesting how he stopped and then comes back and runs the lead block for Darius Davis. Didn't really do anything actually, but Darius Davis just used so much speed. But it was just really interesting. I love this play design because you could run it with anybody, right? Because watch the fullback number 41. I think this is. I
think that's Luke Benson.
No, I don't. Is it Benson? Yeah, look, he did nothing. I was like, wow, he did absolutely nothing. He's like not even involved in the play at all, and yet it still worked. But I thought it was hilarious to me because you could run this with anybody, and I think just having this as an option, they're going to be like the rest of the game. Oh, okay. Are they going to do an end around on us again? Are they going to do an end around on us again? What's going to happen? But man, I don't know, dude. Like it's a really great play. Nice option.
What's interesting about that play is that Darius Davis asked to have that be the first play of the game.
Oh, he did.
Okay. He actually asked Shane Day, not Greg Roman, to be able to have that be the first day. Now, why would he ask Shane Day versus Greg Roman? I mean, I kind of think a little bit about like Sean McVay when he was, in preseason, he actually wasn't head coaching. He would have one of his assistant head coaches being the head coaches of those games. So I'm wondering if there's same kind of idea where Shane Day was calling the offensive plays, maybe for a certain part of the game or whatnot. They were basically kind of teaching them to be offensive coordinators, kind of creating a very good breeding ground for the next generation of who's going to be the offensive coordinator. Go back to when we had Shane Day initially with Lombardi. We kept saying like, hey, look, bring in Shane Day as the offensive coordinator. No, Lombardi's our guy. Lombardi's our guy. I think what we're really seeing here is that if that is true, and let's just say that Shane Day is that offensive coordinator during the preseason type situation, Greg Roman's trying to breed that next offensive coordinator. He knows that Greg Roman's not going to be there forever. They're going to be the next person in line, which could potentially be Shane Day.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said about that. And also Minter, I don't know how long Minter will be there. His defense is great. I go watch that Brett Coleman video of the defense, right? Because it's a front and then coverage, and they have all different variations, which I think is really cool because it adds a lot of flexibility because it really is. It's a front and then it's coverage. All of them are different, right? So, and it just adds a lot of variation. Who do you guys have winning the opening game? Chiefs versus Baltimore. I don't really care. Probably I would rather see Baltimore win just because I don't like the Chiefs to win at all. But
it'd be kind of nice to be able to see that. Yeah. I personally think it's going to be Kansas City, unfortunately. I don't But Baltimore's good. The big thing about Baltimore is they have a pretty young O-line too.
Yeah.
They got they feel like they're almost putting a little bit more pressure on Lamar too. I was reading some articles on that. Eric DeCosta was kind of talking a lot about making sure he's a little bit more assertive as a quarterback, I guess, which is kind of interesting that they're putting a guy who just won an MVP essentially to do more, be better, kind of, which is be better, which is kind of crazy. But anyways, yeah, personally, that's what I would think. So
here's a question from Aether.
DB in the lineup week 1, Raiders, good playmaker, but not good quarterback and bad O-line. How many DBs in the lineup? I mean, to be honest, I think we have actually the whole squad there. So you're probably going to, I have the whole breakdown of it. I mean, you're going, yeah, I think it's 6 right now. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, they actually have 10 on the team right now.
We have 10.
As in quarterback, right cornerback, left cornerback, safety, free safety. And then they have also the slot position too. So it's 10 currently on the slot or on the team right now with Elijah Molden being added to it too. So interesting. So, I mean, it's probably going to be my opinion. I think that they're going to probably play it somewhat conservative for the first drive. I think personally, I would love to be able to see a lot of heat initially. Fluster the pocket as much as you can, test the O-line as much as you can immediately.
Yeah, and YDCFF KC went 0-3 in preseason. They can't find the end zone without Mahomes. Here's the thing, guys. It's also preseason, right? They're not really playing the ones. They're not playing really the full offense and defense. It's still pretty vanilla on both sides of the ball. So don't get me wrong. I agree. It is nice. It is a good way of gauging a team. But yeah, let's not. The preseason's a preseason, guys. So let's just be. I mean, doesn't matter. You're 3-0. Aren't the Raiders 3-0 in preseason?
Yeah, they went 0-2-1, and they're like, oh, we had like the same record as the Chargers. And it's funny in the AFC Smack Talk group on Facebook, there people are like, Chargers haven't played by the way yet. So I think like the Broncos, went 3-0 or something like that too. And so people are already putting up banners thinking they won the Super Bowl. So it's stupid. Preseason doesn't mean much, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And again, you're right. But you're gauging the backups, and I understand that. But bottom line, it doesn't say much, right? I think the thing that's interesting to me about football in general is every team grows over the span of each week, right? I mean, think of it this way, right? Week 1 is going to be bumpy. It's going to be just choppy because they haven't played out there a ton, right? And on all these different rules, the ability for them to be out there, it's going to be choppy, right? Offensively, defensively should be solid, right? So you want your defense to be solid, but as the season progresses, the team will be more and more cohesive and ready to go. And even with injuries, other people from practice squads will come on. So the team is always going to evolve through the entire season, right? So I think it's interesting.
Big time. And week 1 is essentially kind of a crapshoot. Now, to Miguel's question there that was just on the screen, how confident are the Bros going into the week 1 after terrible preseason performance by the offense? So to have a glimpse, think about what's happening in camp when Justin Herbert's out there and all the reports you get from him just basically cooking. Chef Herbert is cooking out there just like Chef Hortiz with the team. I am 100% confident this offense is going to be ripping and roaring. Now, once again, I expect that it's going to be kind of a split between Gus and JK. We have not seen anything from Gus and JK by any means.
Yeah, hardly at all.
So really, it's going to be able to just say, hey, look, week 1's an absolute crapshoot. We just need to be the bullies on our defense, which I think our defense is going to be extremely high level. I think our offense will do great. Now, my concern is who is going to be the go-to guy when you need to get a third down or a fourth down or a clutch type play. That's the one guy I don't know, and we have no idea who that's going to be.
That's going to be hard.
My biggest concern at this point. So
so I did want to talk about one thing also. I know people keep talking about tight ends. The interesting thing about tight ends, and Matt Money Smith talked about this, I think on Chargers Weekly, or maybe he talked about it on Believe. He basically said, look, who cares? We're just going to put a 6th offensive lineman out there. Just put another big dude. Doesn't matter. And this is kind of interesting. Like, let me show you this. This is the very next play offensively in that preseason game. Notice it's on the opposite side. It's basically the same play. Watch this. You got Stick, and then you got Spiller in the backfield. But he slides the opposite side, fake. And then they're running. I think it's a great way to run out of it. And he almost throws a damn pick. Ball goes right in this guy's crotch. I'm like, wow, good job, Stick. But my point is, this is a really easy play that you could run over and over again. And, there's a lot of variations out of it, right? Really simple. And if Herbert runs that play, he makes that throw. He should have made that throw. He should not have missed that throw. The one thing I've noticed about Stick, he does a bad job of throwing behind wide receivers. Watch this. As he's coming across, look at this.
Oh,
he's there. He's there. And like, I don't understand. And that's Rice. That wasn't Rice's fault there, guys. And so anyways, it's just kind of interesting. And believe me, Stick is going to be the third quarterback. I really don't think to be honest with you, I'm almost shocked we didn't get Huntley. I guess he's back with the Ravens, which I thought was interesting.
pretty interesting, right?
So,
yeah, and I mean, I think the one thing with Stick and Tyler Heinicke being here, I feel like we're kind of already going through all of our slides here at this point. But basically, the one thing I'm going to say is that like Tyler Heinicke is just going to be learning the offense, and I think that I personally think Stick might be the 2 for a little bit. Probably think after the bye week is when Tyler Heinicke essentially would be the 2 at that point, and they'll probably put Stick in the practice squad at that point. So I think they're just going to give a couple weeks for Tyler Heinicke to get it ramped up, and then just go into that, quarterback 2 situation. Now, speaking of some other players here, the captains have been announced.
Hey, captains, what's up?
Herbert, Derwin James, Khalil Mack, Denzel Perryman. It's kind of cool to be able to see Denzel Perryman back as a captain for our team.
Love him. Cool personality too, guys. Such a cool personality.
And the cool thing about him too, ex-San Diego Charger too, and he comes back to potentially even end his career here too, to be honest, which would be really cool to see. Bradley Bozeman was a little bit of I did not expect that one, in my opinion.
That was a little shocking to me too.
But Rashawn Slater, obviously, think of anchors on the O-line. Kind of, I was thinking maybe one of the running backs might have found a way as a captain, but you know what? Jim Harbaugh's an O-line guy, right? And so it kind of makes sense that you did end up putting 2 offensive linemen as captains for this team. So very cool to be able to see that, guys. And I'm excited to be able to see these guys out there, and they all deserve to be able to be a captain for this team.
Miguel says we should be on the list for podcast captains. Hey,
let's go.
I like that. No, but it is interesting, right? To see how that's playing out. I got one more here, and then we'll talk about Hortiz real quick. This is another one. Again, Rice made the squad, and I kind of didn't think he would, just because I didn't think we were going to have 7 wide receivers. But check this play out. It's a good little play. Again, just 5 linemen, Spiller's in the backfield again. Stick rolls out to the left. But watch this. As he throws, this is Rice again. He's not throwing it. He's not throwing the wide receiver open. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's really where you see a difference between Herbert and Stick.
Yeah.
But if you listen to what Harbaugh said this week, he said, you can't replace Justin Herbert, right? You just can't replace him. And you don't want to have a guy you just can't replace the guy. The good thing about Heinicke, I think you could bring him in and work a very limited offensive package with him and probably be okay, right? All right, we're going to stay in these formations and we'll probably be okay. Stick, I don't think that it works out that way. I just think Stick doesn't quite make the throws like he needs to. Hell, I almost wouldn't be surprised if we released him eventually if Heinicke looked good.
Sure.
We just release him, and get somebody else.
And the one thing that's interesting about that play, if you kind of observe how Brendan Rice basically put his shoulders downfield to face, Stick. Now, once again, you could say, was that Stick's bad throw, kind of throwing it behind him? Because essentially what Stick should have done is thrown towards the hash marks at that point to the out of bounds markers. He should have pushed out that way. That would allow Brendan Rice to stay within motion and to be able to catch the ball, maybe just do a couple toe drag swag, boom, call it a day.
Toe drag swag.
Yeah, toe drag swag, baby. And so Yeah, I mean, that's what he should have done. Now,
Yeah.
the thing is, though, I'm going to say with Tyler Heinicke is, to me, a very much a heart-based player. Like, the guy gives effort like no other. And he's a guy that you're going to feel much more confident being on the field. And, you know, look, an O-line could really be a big difference maker for how a quarterback performs. Think of it like with San Francisco, one of the best O-lines in the league. You got basically a guy who was a 7th round, Mr. Irrelevant pick with Brock Purdy, and he's balling with them. Got plenty of weapons all around him. He's got a great O-line that could allow him doing his thing. So I think Tyler Heinicke could have a great thing. And yeah, once again, Heinicke's got a phenomenal deep ball. Like if you watch the highlights of the Washington when he was starter for Washington, I mean those wide receivers were eating. They were eating off that Dotson, Scary Terry McLaurin. Like, dang, they were just eating on that deep ball. So it's a very, very good move in the long run. Tyler Huntley, it was my choice, but hey, he went back to the Ravens. Taylor, I'm good with Taylor.
Yeah. And he's serviceable. He's a serviceable, player. I don't even know what you're asking here, Aether. So no, not sure what that is. First position offensive look like week 1. Is that a question? I don't know. So here's another interesting one little play, and then we'll get more into the slides here. This is a guy that everyone wants on our team. What up, Pablo? How we doing?
What's up, Pablo?
Haktua, what's up, Larry? How we doing? But this is interesting because if you go back to the defense video that Brett Coleman did, he basically talks about, is it front and then coverage, basically, right? No, there was 3 different things. It was front, something, and then coverage. But basically, they're going to be blitzing from all different locations, right? 4, 3, but it's going to be unique in the way that they're going to be covering blitzes, right? The whole point. So this is going to be a blitz off to the side here. And notice he's coming off the weak side. So this is pretty interesting. And this is Tony Jefferson. You see him right here in the corner. Comes up right at the end. Boom. Running back tries to stop him. Sorry, fool. Put him on the ground, dude. Now, I'll tell you, I'm really hyped that we got Jefferson on the practice squad. And a lot of people are like pissed that he wasn't actually on the 53.
Yeah.
But just remember, he hasn't played for a year. And he was out here with rookies. So this just gives you an idea of the depth. This is what a veteran can look like. But he still has a few things he's got to figure out, right? Sure. But he'll be up eventually. One injury, he'll be up for sure. So, but it's exciting. Exciting to see. And look at that. 90 was right there. Tierra Tart was right there, and he just pancaked him. I forgot. I didn't see that. Look at that. Yeah. Look at Tierra Tart right here. Watch this. He comes in and pancakes him right at the end. Dry humps him.
Blocks.
Hey, what's up? What's up, bitch? Oh, there you go.
Oof. Dude, big Bubba on top of you, dude. Dang, man.
Car, bro, is going to be good. I mean, talk about an awesome pickup. Yeah. Modularity, sweet chumps. That's exactly the word he was using.
Yep.
It's nice because you can switch things up very easily, and it allows players to play free, and they don't have to worry about things like that, right? So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Eddie. And the Raiders starting O-line is Colton Miller, Jordan Meredith, Andre James, Dylan Parham, Thayer Munford Jr. They'll be able to block Will they be able to block Jesse Minter Storm in week 1? That's what I'm saying, man. And the thing is, though, if they chose Aiden O'Connell as their starting quarterback, the reason why they picked Gardner Minshew is because he's mobile. And that's the reason why I think that this defense could eat. They're gonna let the dogs loose. Just like that play, and you saw what Tierra Tart did. When was the last time we had a nose tackle that actually looked like he could go after the quarterback?
Yeah.
Like now, once again, sometimes nose tackles are supposed to be space eaters at this point. But once again, if we had pressure up the middle with, Bosa, Mack, Tooley, Bud Dupree coming on the edges, what can you do as a quarterback? You could just get destroyed. You get crunched. Like, it's gonna be a really, really fun game to watch.
And they basically, they call them, like, again, going back to that Brett Coleman video, is they're going to do like what's basically essentially a pick play. And they did, the Chargers did this last year. That's what Tooley was doing. He would hit the tackle, push the tackle out, and then the edge would just come in, right? And the reason why they would do that is because it's a pick play, right? Moves this guy away, lets Bosa run through, or let Mack run through. So they're going to be rushing 4 in such a way where there's going to be one guy released to get him on the ground. And that's the whole point of the play, right? Or they're just going to flood one side. And It's going to be extremely unique. And Jamal Williams was the guy, right? Fabio, for sure.
Last guy.
Elijah Molden, dude, a great pick. We need to probably talk about this other stuff, guys.
Yeah,
I know I'm going through. Let's go through the slides here.
Yep. Chef Hortiz.
Chef, it would be nice if we hold on. Oh, dang it. I don't have it in front of us. You got to do a chef hat on his head, dude. Come on. Do a chef hat, bro.
Nah, we good. We good.
Hey,
man. We good.
Man,
we're good.
Come on, man. Yeah, I want to get my crayons out, dude. Come on now.
Chef Hortiz over here, man. He's cooking, bro. He is cooking, dude. He is Salt Bay at his finest right now, making it happen.
Yep.
I went to his restaurant in Greece, by the way. I went to
you did?
Salt Bay's restaurant. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Was it good?
It was good. I had like their Wagyu beef burger or whatnot too there. It was pretty bomb. It was good. It was
Did
good.
it blow your balls off?
Yeah, it was all right. I wouldn't say it'd be like, hey, man, that was one of the best burgers I've ever had, but it was good. It was good.
Really? Come on now.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Salt Bay needs to step up his game.
When the thing is, though, Chef Hortiz has been doing is something that we have not seen from a GM in a very. I could go back to AJ Smith, basically, in my opinion, a guy that would actually do trades, make bold moves, find ways to pick up players. I mean, what's crazy to me is that Joe Hortiz in one season has traded for more players. And actually, if you really technically say traded for a player, last time that Telesco traded for a player was 2013, I believe, for Sean Lismore from the Dallas Cowboys for a 7th round pick. And then there was one comp pick trade-ish type thing for Cardell Jones. Comp pick, once again, it was pretty much nothing really at that point. I think it might have actually been like a supplemental type pick too. So it wasn't anything like big by any means. But basically, Joe Hortiz has already done 2 trades for players already. Yeah. Yep. And he's used picks correctly, like back-end picks.
He's used picks really good, really good.
Yeah, and he's done phenomenal things. We can expect this guy to be looking for talent all the time versus Telesco was always very stagnant about saying, hey, these are our guys. These are the dudes I'm going with, and that's who we're going to roll with for basically the season. If there's a guy out there try to go after, I mean, Tom Telesco could have gone after Trent Williams. Didn't do that. He could have gone after whatever. I mean, obviously we could say, hey, he could have gone for Brandon Ayuk if we wanted to here with Joe Hortiz, but we didn't want to spend that much kind of money. Like, Ayuk got paid fat. So what I'm saying is we're in a different era now, guys, where we're going to have a guy that could go after somebody when he knows this is going to elevate the team for us. And awesome. You got to love that, guys. You got to love that.
Well, and what do we call Ron Tabasco? You call him the water cooler guy.
Yeah,
hey,
water cooler guy.
Hey guys, what's up? Oh, hey, you catch that flick or you see the new Deadpool Wolverine movie? Yeah, cool. And you're right. Like I felt like Brandon Staley really ran the team more than Tom Telesco. It's the opposite. Joe Hortiz is really running. And guys, remember, Harbaugh said Joe Hortiz is going to make these decisions. And I'm like, that's crazy. I did not expect that to be. I didn't expect it to be that way. I fully expected Harbaugh to say, no, this is what we want, blah, 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 blah. Nope. He's got his scouts. They're doing their thing. And I like that. I like that a lot.
Love it, right?
I said it before, and not going from negative 54 million to plus 20 million. Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's nuts.
That's not an easy thing to do. Now, once again, my whole point about this is we're trying to find a way to, my opinion, flip the entire roster to where we want to be able to be at to be competitive. Like, okay, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams didn't work out. We had to cut them, make some money changes. Bosa basically takes less money. Mac took less money to be able to essentially flip the roster, have some money to spend, go out and get some free agents, a lot of 1-year, 2-year type contracts at this point, and to be able to go out there and build this team the way we want it to be. Like, if you really look at a lot of the team right now, let's just kind of pull this up real quick and kind of just look and see like how different this team looks now. Like, wide receivers, totally different. DJ Shark, Simi Poco's been here for a bit. Lad McConkey, you go out and draft him. You start kind of looking at some of these positions, the whole thing, Bradley Bozeman. Obviously, we needed a center because Corey Linsley ended up retiring. We ended up getting Joe Alt, pushing Trey Pipkins in the right guard. And then the whole running back room is dang near almost a completely new team. Like outside of Jarrett Patterson, you got, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, Vidal, and then you even got Hassan Haskins, which I think is a very, very good move all around. And then the tight end room. Stone Smart's the only guy that found a way back onto this team. They've really changed this dimension of this team quickly and finding the guys that fit the mold for what Jim Harbaugh wants. And that's what you want to see from a GM, to be able to find a way to make a team get to from point A to point B, or even to point Z, if you want to say, to be able to find a way to get this team as most competitive as you possibly can quick. And
yeah. And 5 running backs. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about 5 running backs. Haskins is going to be a special teams guy.
Yep.
That guy is explosive, dude. And dude, we're going to run the ball. I do think we might see some 2 running back sets also, which I think would be pretty interesting. Oh boy, we're missing a lot of comments here, guys. That's okay. Sorry, guys. Defense is looking scary for sure.
Scary, man. Can't wait to see it.
I got an interesting video teed up here as well, too, guys. This is interesting. This is a big throw to Fehoko. But notice what the play set up here. And again, this just goes to show you the strategy. Lindsey on Ozempic.
Yeah, why is it that way, that all these guys end up centers always just cut weight like crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's wild. I mean, even to say, our guy Nick Hardwick. I remember specifically the season that I was like, this dude's retiring, because as you watch him hanging out on the sidelines, you're like, this guy is thinning out quick.
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
Quick. This guy's disappearing on us here. But hey, I love having him on the coaching staff now. That's awesome that he came back to the Chargers.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, Miguel, no softball highlights. Yeah, I need to record me hitting some straight up nukes, son. Yeah, I got what? I got a sweet swing.
This guy was talking about the other day. Oh yeah, I went 9 for 10. I'm like, yo,
I did go 9 for 10, son. I did go 9 for 10, son. That's right,
dude.
Yeah, 20 ribbies, dude. Come on now. Hey, bro, clean up. That's what I do. I clean up. Okay, here we go. So watch this. Here we go.
Cameraman shaky right now.
Wow, cameraman over here on crack. Okay, here we go. Oh, deep bomb. Hey, damn. But look, he did a great job of this toe tapping right there.
Yep, great job.
And man, the wide receiver. The funny thing, I was watching another podcast. We're talking about how crappy our wide receiver room is. Yeah. I kind of like the fact that, man, this is tripping me out, dude. All right, guys. Woo! Yeah, I don't think I can make a short out of this one. That's probably why I'm showing this now. But here's the thing. We got a lot of good wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's fine, right? Especially with Herbert, right? He made every other wide receiver look better. And, oh, boy, it's hard to watch. This is the last one, guys. It's interesting. He didn't go in motion. 41 did not go in motion. But look at that. Nice pass. Nice touch. Yeah. But that's the funny thing about Stick. Is he could do well on some things and just really sucks on other things. It's just really frustrating. So
yeah. The thing is, Taylor Heinicke could make those type of throws and
yes,
do
he
it
can.
more often. And that's the whole thing that I think we did a great job of picking him up for this, quarterback too. Yeah. Basically to have a confident guy you can go on the field with for once. It's very hard to be able to get a Justin Herbert-esque type quarterback too. Having a continuity like that is almost impossible, but to have a guy you could at least feel confident that this dude could push the ball downfield and understand throwing confident throws too. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
they'll probably bring up that a million times.
Oh gosh, every Raider fan in that stadium's going to say the same thing. Like, shut up, dude. Get out of here, dude.
Yeah, get out of here. The Raiders. I'll say this: they ain't gonna be ready, dude. They ain't gonna be ready.
Yeah, I think be rocking.
I truly think no matter what, defensively, we're gonna shut them down. They will not do well defensively.
Yep.
The question I have is offensively, right? If we can get our things going, I think we'll be fine. Yep. And someone was asking about Rashawn Slater. I don't think he's injured. I don't remember him saying he was injured. So I was a little confused by that.
Injury report will come out on Tuesday.
Tuesday, correct.
That'll kind of give us an idea of what's going on there. I don't think Rashawn Slater's injured. I think he's been fine. I don't think I've heard anything at all. So
somebody else said something about Bosa's hand. He did fracture his hand.
And he's wearing like a club.
Yeah, he's got a club, and he has like a metal plate in his hand. Ooh, Aether, look at this. 34-3. Dude. That's like college.
I would love to see that, dude.
I would lick the tears off the Raiders' faces' eyes. Are you crying, bitch? Are you crying? Sorry, bitch.
Well, I think Vegas even has Raiders at like 6 wins, I think, or something like that this year. I mean, we're at 8.5. I think Broncos are at like 5 too. So I would love to be able to see that week 1 victory. And I keep thinking in my head, I remember Kyle, I think it was 2 years ago when we opened up at SoFi again for week 1. And Kyle recorded a video of him walking around SoFi Stadium basically saying, hey, you quiet, you guys quiet. And there was like millions of views on that thing. And all these Raider fans came in chirping and all that stuff too. It's like, it's so ridiculous. So maybe we'll have a round 2 of that, maybe we'll have a round 2 of that.
You know, at the end of the day though, it's all football. And I again, week 1 is always, you just kind of never know, dude. Just never know. But yeah, we should resign Brett and have both Fajocos on the team. Oh yeah, there we go.
Awesome. Well, I'll say this, going back to Hortiz, he was cooking, and guess what he ended up doing? Signing Dicker, the kicker, to an extension, man. $22.05 million or something like that, $12.5 million guaranteed.
Yep.
I mean, a 4-year extension, I believe it is. I mean, we all see it. I mean, this guy is absolutely just an absolute nails for kicking for us, man. And the way he kicks the ball, like, is phenomenal. Like, it curves out and then curves back in, and it finds its way like right in the middle of the dang like field goal post. I mean, Dicker is the man, and I'm glad we got a kicker for once, man. And what a wild journey for him to even get to this point. Undrafted guy. He basically got picked up by the Eagles, hit a game-winning field goal, got cut that week after that. Then ended up finding a way on the Chargers, and basically just has been absolutely one of the best kickers in the league, and historically one of the best, most accurate kickers in the league. So
yeah, his awesome. I think he's only missed like 1 or 2 attempts, so he's on pace to be the highest percentage kicker. Yeah, so a lot of people are talking about Carson Beck. I do think this next year we might try and go after another backup. The thing is, it's kind of like what Harbaugh said. He's like, well, if Herbert goes down, we're kind of screwed, right? And every team is going to be that way as well, right? I mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
So
I think he was saying that Carson Beck is going to be the Raiders' next quarterback, or at least Aether was saying that. So he was saying they're going to draft him next year, which you would imagine at this point they are thinking next year in the pool of quarterbacks.
I don't know if he's that good though, man. I don't know. I thought he was all right. I don't know. I didn't think much of him personally, but I don't know. Of course, I also didn't really think what's his nugget was that great. But let's take a look at Tony Jefferson's pick here. Sweet jumps. Dicker's my spirit animal. There you go. I like that. And then Miguel says Dicker's my middle name. So many jokes here, boys and girls. So many jokes. I like it. This is great. This is a great job here too. But look at the pressure up front. I just want to point this out. They do a great job of. I mean, again, they always show 4. And they rushed 5 on that one, but man, he jumped that route. It's just phenomenal. Here's the thing: everything's aggressive. And again, when Brandon Staley talked about, what the heck happened there? Oh, this is the other side of it.
I think it's just the other angle of it.
Yeah. So you notice that they're being aggressive on both sides of the ball, but this is what Brandon Staley wanted his defense to be, but couldn't quite articulate what they wanted them to be. Yeah. And they were just confused. And so, this is the other, the next play afterwards. Interesting. I didn't put that one up, but this guy blitzes. This is Shane Lee, I think is his name.
40. Yes.
And then, man, I just think
Shane Lee's 50. Yeah, he's 50.
Yep. Man, I don't know, guys. I just think there's a lot to unpack there. I just really feel like, I know I need the crayons. I mean, I gotta be in control, guys. You know what I mean? That's what I'm all about. Yeah, that's right.
So just to go back to even what Joe Hortiz has done, Taylor Heinicke, he 6th round conditional 2025 pick for him. You're getting a guy that basically has won football games, a guy that has 5 come from behind victories on top of that too. He's basically been able to be a guy that could go out there and put it on the line and be confident in for once. And so he didn't play that well for the Falcons. And once again, maybe it's just a system fit type thing. But Taylor Heinicke, in my opinion, he is going to be a guy that we could at least say, hey, look, we don't care to actually have him on field ever. But if necessary, we have a guy that has been on the field and can throw confidently out there for us. So I feel good about that. I think he will eventually become quarterback too.
Yeah.
And, he could be a guy that we could kind of move forward with for years ahead. So unfortunately, it seems like Easton Stick might be getting kind of pushed back a little bit. Once again, it is Justin Herbert's boy, by the way, too. And
yeah.
So we'll see where that kind of goes.
Yeah, and I do think that there's going to be some interesting situations with that. I mean, one thing Harbaugh did say, he always said he really liked Heinicke. He liked his game. And so he's good. I think he's good. I don't think he's going to be anything crazy. Oh, interesting. Yes. Let's see what his number is.
Yeah. And by the way, the last question too, what does it have to be a 6th? And I'm assuming we don't know exactly the whole metrics of the contract and how it all works. Yep. I shouldn't say contract, but I should say the metrics of the trade. But probably what it is either activated certain amount of games or playing on field for a certain amount of games. You assume if it doesn't really fit, then it goes back to a 7th round pick, which is, once again, look at what we did with the last 7 round picks. I mean, we ended up going with Cornelius Johnson and Brendan Rice. Now, Brendan Rice obviously found a way on his team. How we got to the 7 still is beyond me. But bottom line, yes. I mean, that's what it's going to end up being. Either 6 based upon some sort of conditions all around that he's going to be able to be on field or metrics on throwing passes, whatever it is. Or it's going to end up, if they don't get met, it'll be a 7th round pick. So
it looks like he's number 8.
Number 8. Okay. Cool. Sweet. I like it.
I got a good video here, Tito. Actually, wait, is it this one? Let me see here. No, this isn't the right one. It's interesting. It's interesting. I watched this like 2 or 3 times over, and it's funny. There are things I really like about. Actually, I'll show you this one. This one's Jarrett Patterson. There's things I really like about our running back room, but boy, there's something really wrong with Isaiah Spiller. Every time I watch him run, he seems very not confident. Right? He seems very timid and just I don't know. It's weird. Like go north and south, just go forward, and he just kind of wiggles too much. I'm pretty sure they tried to coach that out of him, but he just couldn't. But here we go. This is Jarrett Patterson here, and it's just a draw right here to the right. Good little run. I mean, I was really impressed. Obviously, man in motion. Looks like they're running zone. Nice little handoff. Look at that. I mean, great little run.
Yep.
And by the way, Jarrett Patterson's not on our team anymore, which kind of makes me sad. But it's one of those things where you just have to sit back and say, this is a great little run. But look at this. Notice, big dudes on the line. I think moving forward, this will just be another offensive lineman. It'll probably be Jordan McFadden, most likely. Yep. They'll put him on as like the 6th offensive lineman that'll come in for more meat on the line when you're just going to run the ball. So that's right. Yeah, that's right. And Duggan was number 8. I forgot about that.
And correction, though, Jarrett Patterson is on the team, just on the practice squad.
He is on the practice squad.
Practice squad, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have that list? I know there was a lot of things moved around. Could you pull that up?
I don't think I have like the list with it. I do have what they listed as the practice squad. Now, they in this whole thing that they actually put in, they still have them listed as running back 3, Jarrett Patterson. But I could pull up the list of who we have on the practice squad at this point, which would be right here. So this is the practice squad here. So you got Eric Tomlinson, who we'll chat a little bit about, Tony Jefferson, Shaq Quarterman.
Pull that back up, James. I must have hit the wrong button or something.
There we go. And then CJ Okoye, obviously he's more for the international NFL program. Tucker Fisk, Tremont Morris Brash, Carson Barnhart, Sam Mustford, which we'll chat a little bit about too, Matt Hankins, Jalen Johnson, Chris Hinton, Cornelius Johnson, Alex Leatherwood, which is still kind of crazy that we got him on there, but hey, experience. I'll take it. Luke Benson, Andrew Farmer, Jeremiah John Baptiste. So we do got a good little squad there, and I know that they did put, and once again, Isaiah Spiller is not on that list. He is gone, and Jared Patterson got put back on the practice squad.
Got it.
So that's where our practice squad's at. And I mean, once again, that keeps moving around quite a bit, but that's where it's at.
Yeah, Woods went to the Eagles, which is kind of a bummer. It was nice seeing what Woods was able to do for sure. But yeah, let's talk about our boy the other guy we traded for.
Yep, Elijah Molden. So we traded a 7th round pick, I believe, 2026 7th round pick, 2026. Yeah, I said that correct.
26. That's crazy. Yes.
Yeah. And, this guy is versatile. You're going to be able to play in the slot with him. You're going to be able to play safety with him. He did kind of have a little bit of a knee issue and some groin issues in his past. But outside of that, I think the video that I end up recording and talking about him is Christian Fulton probably threw out a little bit like, hey, this guy's a dog. Like, this is a guy you want to go after. If you guys feel you need somebody, I got a guy that you could go after. Now, the Titans gave up on him. I mean, we have become also the Los Angeles Titans pretty much at this point with Tier Tart, Fulton, and now Elijah Molden. You're adding another guy to this whole dimension in versatile-based pieces. That's what Jesse Minter wants. And I'm excited about this guy. Once again, another young guy that you could kind of grow with, too. And
yeah, I think he's 25, right?
25. Yep, 25. And so very, very cool. Excited to have him there.
Remember, guys, even on the offensive line, everyone is cross-trained on different positions, right? Center, offensive lineman, guard, tackle, right? So you could plug and play all of these guys into all these positions. And that's what this guy is right here, dude. He could play safety. He could play corner. And wherever we need to put him, he probably won't play week 1. He might not even dress week 1 just because – you can only dress 48 week 1 each game. So it's going to be really interesting, guys. I mean, there's a lot to be said about this guy, but again, it's adding and getting the best 53 men you possibly can every week, week in, week out. That's all they care about. Right. And so it's going to be sick. Bud Tart Fulton.
Right. Todd Haskins. Forgot about that guy. That's another guy too.
Haskins. I liked Haskins. If I remember correctly, he had a bunch of injury issues. There were some things going on with him, but that guy's great. And I remember Harbaugh talking about him. He's like, no, we love him. He's great. Good special teams guy. And again, it's about depth, folks. It's nothing. I understand we get enamored by players, right? Remember when Mike Bandy was like the big thing? Oh, Mike Bandy. I mean, he's on the Broncos now, but my point is like, let's get the best 53 people to play on the field at any given moment, rotate people in and out, keep them fresh. Who cares? A good example, Bud, Thule, Dupree, those guys are going to rotate. They're going to rotate those 4 all the time. And I think they're going to have a snap count for Joey Bosa, especially with his hand. So they're going to be smart about the way that they run these guys, right? They want to keep them fresh for the fourth quarter and everything be ready to go.
And Aether kind of put like a hypothetical question of what's going to happen for the first half of week 1 was Bosa and Mack have 2 sacks each or Herbert 2 touchdowns. My opinion, what's going to most likely happen is I think Herbert will get 2 touchdowns.
Me too. I would say
Do I expect Bosa and Mack? I expect Mack to have a big game. He generally has a very big game against the Raiders, especially early in the year. He does extremely well for whatever reason. He just loves to just open up the season with like 3 sacks or 4 sacks. Like, what did he get? 6 sacks against the Raiders last time we played him at SoFi. So I expect Mac to have a big game. He always kind of has revenge games against like the Raiders. And so I expect him to have a big game. And I expect Justin Herbert to get 2 touchdowns pretty quickly in that game.
Dude, Herbert is special, dude. Like,
absolutely.
And again, everyone's going to say, well, he doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to. I don't think he really needs that many people. He throws people open. And I think it was Matt Money Smith who talked about him and how he's looked so good in practice, right? But doesn't look great on game time, which is a concern, 100% concern. But you have to also say, hey, look, it doesn't matter because he does well with Justin Herbert. Clearly, he doesn't do well with Stick, right?
Yep.
That's the other. And 2 passes that went to.
Yeah.
I mean, the poor guy was running, and yeah, the dude was draped on him, but it was a bad throw. He couldn't catch the ball, and it's crazy to me.
Yeah. It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, and again, so Allen, I don't understand why we signed Molden. Molden is more NFL ready right now than JT Woods, particularly. Okay,
yep.
And then Jefferson, you got to remember he hasn't played for an entire season, right? And he's been sitting on the sideline. Yes, he played great, but Molden is more NFL ready today. Let Jefferson be on the practice squad for a little while. Maybe an injury or 2 pops up. He can come up, and then they can rotate people in and out, right? So he's a good person to have once an injury starts occurring, which let's hope to God that doesn't happen. But, injuries happen in the NFL, as we all know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And now, once again, Jarrett Patterson is back on the practice squad. He is there. Isaiah Spiller got let go. So, Jim Harbaugh's over there just pointing at him like, you're my guy. You're back on the team, my man. So once again, I think we have a really good running back room. I think we've got a much better running back room that haven't had in a very long time. Our last over 1,000-yard rusher was Melvin Gordon, by the way, and I think it was 2018 or 2017. So I'm not going to say we're going to have 2 1,000-yard running backs by any means. I think you have Justin Herbert, who is a guy that basically can throw the ball and do well with it. Interesting stat about Justin Herbert. He is actually at the same level of interception to touchdown ratio percentages as Tom Brady. So it's like 1.3 or 1.4% chance of throwing a pick or something like that. It might even be slightly higher, but under 2% essentially of being able to throw an interception. So he is a guy that you could trust is going to do the right thing with the ball. But he's never had the ability to have a running game to be able to help support him to close out games and get those tough yards when necessary.
Or a defense to actually stop the other team. Because remember, he had to score 28 points to win a game. And I'm like, that's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. For an NFL quarterback, that's bullshit. You should not have to score 28 points to win. Right. Exactly. So, it's no. And by the way, so Allen Jefferson is on the practice squad. Remember, because he's been in the league for over 4 years, he can automatically be signed to the practice squad. So you can technically control where he goes. Does that make sense? Right. So he's already under contract because he's over 4 years in the league. So they knew that they could say, okay, we could release him, put him on the practice squad. He won't be scooped up the same way in waivers.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Haskins, guys, I'm telling you, for a team that wants to run the ball, we got a lot of horses that are just going to smash the ball
after it. Love it.
It'll be interesting from a fantasy perspective too. I'm very curious to see how that plays out. I have a play here that this play really pissed me off. I was really annoyed, and honestly, this play wasn't great for a couple different reasons. Stick, I think, threw an okay ball here on this fade. This is a fade to Rice. Notice he was trying to feed the ball to Rice.
Yep.
But Rice did not get aggressive with the ball. This is the end zone throw. Again, he fades him in the corner. I was a little annoyed that he didn't watch this. Like he's letting the ball come to him, plant and jump up at the ball. If you could jump, I mean, again, I'm sitting here telling him what to do, right? And I'm, but my point is, even if he had stopped and just jumped up, that guy would have ran into him. You get a personal, a PI. He could have handled it differently, right?
Yep.
So that's some of the stuff that he needs to improve on himself also as a wide receiver in the NFL. The ball wasn't thrown poorly. I think the ball was thrown better, but I think Rice needed to be more aggressive towards the ball. And I think that's also another person that needs to be better at that is, guess what? Quentin Johnson. We beat him like a dead horse. But, it is one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of an interesting thing to see. Like in preseason, I mean, he did make a couple kind of good catches in game 2 for some reason. We're like, whoa, is this the QJ that we've been looking for kind of thing? Like, has he turned a corner? And I mean, even Jim Harbaugh talked a little bit about QJ and kind of seemingly he's kind of getting more familiar with the NFL. I think he's getting ramped up again. Once again, that was a Telesco pick for a high level, first round pick guy. And I really, truly feel Telesco's like, hey, man, we don't need you till next year kind of thing. So don't worry about it. Just hang tight, kind of thing, which I think is really strange to do. Strange situation. So I could go over I know we talked a little bit about briefly other guys that are in practice squad and everything too. So you got, obviously, we got a new center, which a lot of people talked about, Sam Mustipher. He's on the practice squad. A center with nearly 3,000 snaps of experience too. So that's very, very big. Adding
Look
more.
At how big he is, dude.
Yeah,
look at that midsection, folks.
Yep.
Man, he never met a hamburger he didn't love, dude. I'll tell you what.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. And so also we ended up adding Eric Tomlinson. We got a Tomlinson back, and once again, another Raven too.
Eric Tomlinson. Yeah.
Adding more Ravens, ex-Ravens to this team. But Eric Tomlinson's kind of more of known as a special team kind of blocker kind of guy, not necessarily a guy that you're going to get a lot of catches out of, but a guy that can add that nastiness that you want to add to the team. Obviously, cut from the same cloth, being part of the Ravens. Essentially, we're trying to be the Ravens now too. So very cool. Very cool to be able to add more guys to the practice squad, add more experience, bottom line, to this practice squad. So, which is great.
Yeah. Well, I think the other thing, Miguel, too, about Rice, if we had let him go, he probably would have gotten scooped up by another player or another team for sure. Right. Yep. So he would not have cleared waivers for the most part. So I think, and we also knew that practice squad, no problem. He'd be fine. We could put Jefferson away, let him work on a few things in camp, and then be ready to go. And again, he's 30 some years old. The thing about being a safety too, and I think Matt Money Smith said this. No, was it Matt Money Smith who said it, or I think it was Matt Money? He goes, look, the thing about safety is it's more of a field position because you have to look at it and know, okay, this is a run play, I got to come forward, or this is a pass play, I got to go back, and it's a little read and react differently than like a cornerback or whatnot, right? So I do think that, he's probably lost a step. He's 30 years old, but man, clearly he knows how to read the field well, and he did a great job, guys. So I'm just saying, for a guy on the practice squad, that is a very nice guy to have that you could pull up at some point.
Yep.
Okay. So he's 32. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that's great.
It's awesome, right? Yeah. And Daryl, thanks for joining in, man. I know it was a little bit late, but yeah, no yellow pants is apparently
no yellow pants,
which I think this comes back to a little bit of like Jim Harbaugh. Like, I think he just wants to have like a very set type uniform type thing, not adjustments here and there. I think he just wants to have it very like, hey, you're whites, you're baby blues, and you play in the navies one time. Like, he doesn't want to adjust away from all these different things. I think he wants to keep things very set. Maybe it's more of a mentality type of thing or something like that to be able to make sure you're just same kind of jerseys all throughout. So,
yeah, I think it's interesting. Knock on wood, what happened? Puna 4, Taylor Tart got injured. Or Taylor Tart, I don't see it. Just wondering who.
Scott Matlock, probably.
Yeah, Matlock.
And then you got obviously Morgan Fox too.
Yep.
Tito Obonia.
Yeah. Then you got Boygbe. Boygbe's played everywhere too.
Yep.
Yeah. And again, those guys are going to all rotate, right? They're all going to rotate. And so just remember that it's going to be a rotation of players.
Yep.
Yeah. Kyle's out. He's being a buster, dude. I don't know I don't even know what he's doing today.
Yeah, he said he got some things he's doing today. So
he got some things. I don't know.
Thanks, man. I actually just wanted to show one thing here too. I know we kind of keep going back and forth because, guys, we are into week 1 essentially.
Week 1, baby.
8 days away from kickoff.
8 days.
We are currently, 5 days away from Thursday?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah. For the kickoff, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like,
5 days away from Thursday.
Yeah, 5 days away from Thursday for the Chiefs Raven game. So we're excited. And this is the prediction that NFL had for all the people out there, all the experts out there. They're stating that the Chargers are going to win this game by a majority. So basically 6-4. MJD always will choose the Raiders because I think he hates the Chargers. Just to throw that out there, did you see that article about Josh Jacobs talking about why he ended up signing with the Green Bay Packers? So apparently the Chiefs were like hot on him. They were like trying to get this dude and get him over there. And he's like, dude, I can't do that when that was a division rival. And I absolutely hate that team. So like,
really?
Why would I go to the team I despise and I played against multiple times and sign with that team? Like, I can't do that. I can't do that. So that's why he ended up going to the NFC to the Packers, because he wanted to be in a completely different division and didn't want to play for the Chiefs because he hated that team so much. And I'm like, wow, like that's pretty awesome that a player actually said something like that. Like, to where it's like, as a player, he just finds ways to despise a team, which you probably got your best chance if you want to win a Super Bowl to go with the Chiefs, unfortunately. Like, because they obviously are the New England Patriots now, essentially the NFL being
they're the gold standard. Yeah, they're gold standard for sure.
Kind of crazy. I thought it was an interesting article.
Well, it is nice. Now I'll say one, and this might be a good slide for us to wrap up on. I can show you a ton more videos. I'm going to put out some shorts, guys. I'll say this. I think we know what we're going to see in the defense. We're going to blitz the shit out of them. It is going to be, and again, here's the thing that's crazy, guys. You're not going to see like zero blitz. You're not going to see some crazy stuff. It's going to be 4 or 5, but when you're blitzing 4, it's going to be a very unique way of blitzing 4, right? Like a pick to the tackle, one guy comes through. Really an interesting way of really blitzing. And it's not even really blitz. 5 or 6 is a blitz, really. But my point is, it's going to be extremely unique the way that we put pressure on quarterbacks. So I expect a lot of sacks. Secondarily, offensively, I still think we're going to be in an interesting situation. I think this guy right here is going to get dry humped up and down the field like crazy, dude. Yeah. It's going to be bad, dude. Like I truly think he's going to struggle. I think that line is not going to be great. And I just really think Jesse Minter is very good at game planning against a team's offense. Now, you can argue we don't really know what the offense looks like, and you're exactly right.
Yep.
But he's going to do a good job of putting pressure on Gardner Minshew no matter what. And I think our defensive backs are going to be better than people think, right? I think we're going to be fine. Derwin James, Alohi Gilman, Asante Samuel. Really, the person you got to lock down is Devontae Adams. You could probably double him and be in pretty good shape. Yep. And I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be really interesting. I'm curious also, one last thought. I know I'm getting a little ranty here, but I do think that it would be interesting to see if Derwin James just locks down the tight end. So whoever the tight end is, Mayer or Bowers. I'm curious if they just say, all right, I'm on you all day, bitch. You and me, whenever you're on the field, I'm going to smack you around like a little Chinese doll. I don't know. Chinese doll is stupid. like a rag doll. There we go. That's the word I was going to say, a rag doll. Yeah. But I'm very curious. I'm just very, very curious to see how it plays out. But I think Minshew's going to have a rough game. I really do.
I feel he will. And I mean, I think equally both of our defenses could be top tier type defenses, in my opinion. I think this division in general, I think has gotten a lot more higher level based defenses throughout. Now it's just about what offense could actually go past and find ways to score, say on the Chiefs or whatever it might be. That's the whole thing. And I really do feel like the Chargers have like the perfect chemistry right now, where you got a head coach that's a guy that could coach up a quarterback. His track record, from Alex Smith to Kaepernick to anybody that he's basically had as a quarterback. He's found ways to elevate these guys. And, Justin Herbert is the crown jewel, like he said. And he is going to be able to get this offense rolling. And it's just about Jesse Minter defense to just be able to shut games down, in which we did in that last game. I mean, 3 times you got turnovers to basically end a game, which is sad that Easton still couldn't get a drive together just to end it on the offensive side versus the defensive side. But bottom line, the one thing I'm just saying here, guys, is that Gardner Minshew, and they're saying that the Raiders are the worst quarterback situation in the NFL right now. It's going to be a situation that they're going to probably be monitoring throughout the entire season. Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that are basically saying that this might be Gardner Minshew's last time to try to be a starter of a team too. Yeah. So I think there's a great chance the Chargers are going to have a phenomenal week 1, and a great chance that we're going to be able to show our defense could really go after him and cause chaos on their offense to not even do a whole heck of a lot on us. So I'm just ready for week 1. I'm ready for week 1, man. I am absolutely ready for week 1.
Yeah, and remember, guys, Bolt Bros are going to be there as well. So if you see us at our Thunder Alley, please come say hello to us. please just come say hi to us. Right. We are not like, we do this to chat with you guys. And so let us know in the chat if you are going to be there week 1, please. And again, we're going to be doing videos prior to. It's going to be sick, man. I mean, I'm excited. So I do expect the Chargers to win. I don't want to throw a prediction out there anymore. I'm kind of done with the prediction conversation, but like, I think we win by 2 touchdowns. I think the Chargers are going to be, we're going to play great. I think defensively, we're going to shut them down. And I think we're going to look pretty good. We're going to look fine. So,
I agree.
All right, guys. Well, we're the Bolt Bros. We'll have to see you guys in the next one.
All right. Bolt Bros, let's go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching the Bolt Bros podcast.